Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Dear learners, I am Dr. Renuka Mainde, corporate nutritionist and counselor in IGNOU for their MSc DFSM course. Learners, in this module, we shall be learning about selection, nutritional contribution and changes during cooking of cereals, millets and pulses. Let's begin. Objectives of present module are: state the nutritive value of cereals and pulses, enumerate the commonly used cereals and pulses, discuss the criteria for selection of cereals and pulses, discuss the effect of cooking on changes occurring in cereals and pulses. Cereals and millets. Cereals and millets form the main food item in our daily diet. Wheat and wheat products, rice and rice products forms the cereals. Ragi, bajra, jowar, kodri are called millets, though they are all seeds of grass family like the other cereals. Cereals are a valuable source of many nutrients to the body. Chapati, puris, paratha, bread, rice, idli, dosa are some of the cereal-based food items that are commonly consumed daily. Cereals form the bulk of our diet because they are source of energy and important nutrients to the body. They have a bland, mild taste which is acceptable to young and old people. These combines well with all other foods such as dal, vegetable, meat or fish. Let us understand nutritive value of cereals. Energy. Cereals have a high energy value. This is due to 65 to 78% starch present in them. In Indian diets, a major portion of the energy is provided by the cereals. Proteins. Cereals contain 7 to 12% proteins. Cereals and their products provide half or more of the proteins in the Indian diet. However, the protein of cereals is better used if other protein foods like dal, milk, meat, egg, etc. are eaten along with cereals. This is the reason why combinations like roti and dal, rice and dal, paratha and curd, rice and curd, etc. are so commonly used. These combinations are more beneficial to the body than consuming cereals alone. Cereals contains many vitamins like vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B6 and vitamin E. Cereals are not good source of vitamin B12, vitamin C and vitamin D. Method of processing can significantly affect the vitamin content of cereals. More processed, lesser the content of vitamins. B vitamins are mostly found in seed coat and germ. Minerals. Cereals and cereal products provide manganese, iron, copper. Content of zinc and phosphorus found to be around 20 to 30%. Content of sodium, potassium, however, found to be appreciably low. Fiber. Whole cereals are rich in fiber because of their outer covering. Fiber absorbs water, swells and help to eliminate the waste products from the gastrointestinal tract smoothly, thus preventing constipation. When atta is sieved, the fiber particles and some of the minerals and vitamins are removed. We should therefore avoid sieving out atta as far as possible. Selection of cereals and millets. It is important to select the cereals wisely before purchasing them. For proper selection, keep the following guidelines in mind. Grains should be clean and free from dirt, stones, sand, etc. They should not be infested with molds, insect or fungus. Grains or flour should preferably be bought from cooperative stores, Grahak Sanghs or any other cooperative organizations to ensure good quality material, or any branded company which is certified by Food Safety Standard Authority of India. Whole wheat is usually ground for use by the families themselves. This helps to prevent the purchase of adulterated flour from the market. Maida should be free from insects, lumps and molds. Puffed rice and chura should be crisp and not have gravel, grit and sand. Good quality dalia is free from molds and bad odor. Select according to your needs. Thin long varieties of rice are used for making pulao, while short varieties are suitable for making khichdi, idli, dosa, etc. Finer varieties of suji are suitable for halwa, while larger particles are better for upma. Bread should be fresh and wrapped in a hygienic package. Good quality bread is soft and has a baked flavor. Wheat. This is the most widely used cereal all over the world. It may be consumed in different forms like whole cracked wheat as in porridge or other breakfast foods, whole wheat flour that is atta in the form of chapati, puri, paratha, semolina that is suji or rava in the form of upma, refined wheat flour that is maida as in cakes, cookies, bread, biscuits, extruded products like macaroni, spaghetti, noodles. When wheat is ground into whole wheat flour, no part of the grain is separated. In the making of refined wheat flour, that is maida, the outer fibrous covering is removed. That is why maida is finer, softer and whiter than atta. It is therefore important in bread making, but is less nutritious as some of the minerals and vitamins are lost along with the outer husk. The baking quality of wheat is due to the formation of an insoluble protein called gluten during dough preparation. Gluten is important in giving the texture to foodstuff made from wheat. When bread dough is kneaded, gluten is formed and strands stretch, forming a net-like structure in which the starch granules are embedded. This structure helps the dough to rise during yeast fermentation and thus makes the bread soft. Chapatis, puris, paratha are common preparations made from whole wheat flour. Chapatis made from other grains like maize flour, do not puff due to lack of gluten as compared to those made from wheat flour. Certain varieties of wheat called hard varieties have a higher percentage of gluten. They are therefore more suitable for making bread and chapatis, while the soft varieties are better for cakes and biscuits. Rice. Rice is another cereal that is widely used. It is simpler to cook and soft compared to other cereals. Rice has an attractive appearance and a bland flavor. It blends easily with many other foods and is used in the preparation of a variety of snacks. When rice is milled, it gets cleaned and the outer husk is removed. It is then sieved and polished. Polishing reduces the mineral and vitamin content of the grains. So polished rice has less nutrients even though it has refined appearance and does not spoil easily by insects. Parboiled rice. Parboiled rice is prepared by soaking the paddy in hot water and then steaming it for some time. It is then dried and the husk is removed. The water used for steeping paddy dissolves vitamins and minerals present in the outer layer and carries them into the grain. Thus, valuable nutrients which would otherwise be lost in milling are retained in the grain. Parboiled rice is therefore more nutritious than ordinary rice. It has a better cooking and keeping quality. Rice flakes and puffed rice. Rice flakes and puffed rice are processed rice products. Rice flakes or chivda are made after soaking paddy in hot water, parching it by roasting and then flattening it by force while hot to form flakes. Roasting helps to toast the grain, resulting in partial cooking. Therefore, rice flakes needs very little time to cook and are used as a snack. Puffed rice or murmura is ready to eat rice product. Millets are small seeds grains. Millets are resistant to insects, bird attack and can be stored easily. They are also called as God's own crop. Common millets consumed include sorghum, that is jawar, pearl millet, that is bajra, finger millet, that is ragi, which are consumed on regular basis. Bhakri, multigrain roti, paratha and other delicacies like laddu, halwa can be prepared from these millets. Lesser known millets which are now used include foxtail millet, kodu millet and proso millet. Changes during cooking of cereals and millets. Two of the major constituents of most cereals are starch, which weighs 40 to 70%, and other carbohydrate, which weighs 5 to 23%. In oats, barley and rye, the content of starch is slightly lower, being replaced by other non-starchy polysaccharides, that is hemicellulose, pentosans, cellulose, beta-glucans and glucofructans. Starch molecule, which are the main source of calories in many diets, when heated in an aqueous or moist environment swell, rupture and burst, and starch get gelatinized, and this permits greater enzymatic digestion by enzymes like amylase. Cooking thus increases the digestibility of carbohydrates. By cooking adequately, the cellulose walls of the cells are broken so that the digestive juices can reach the starch within the cells. Boiling of cereals causes the starch grains to swell and burst the cellulose wall. Rice absorbs water twice of its own weight during cooking, and so the weight of cooked rice is 3 times of its dry weight. If much water is used in cooking cereals, the thymine is lost from the food by solubility in water. Thymine will also be destroyed if baking soda is added to the food during cooking. The protein of the cereals is also coagulated on cooking food, and it depends upon the breaking of the cellulose walls for digestion. Well-cooked cereals are thus more easily digested than the cereals in the raw state. On cooking, the starch granules in foods swells as they absorb water. This process is gelatinization and is in fact the reason for thickening of soups, curries, stew to which maida paste is added. Gelatinization takes place in all starch containing foods such as potatoes on heating in the presence of moisture. Dry heat causes the starches to break down into smaller molecules called dextrins. For the example, in the toasting of bread or making of chapatis or rotis. Pulses. Pulses are an essential constituent of the Indian diet. All of us include some form of pulse in our diet. Rajma, chana, besan, moong, tur are all examples of frequently eaten pulses. Besides being good source of proteins, they are also rich in minerals and vitamins. Pulses are very important part of our daily diet. Pulses, also known as dal in common man's language. A large percentage of our population generally eats vegetarian food, and pulses are the main source of protein in their diet. As you already know, we can improve the quality of protein by eating combination of cereals and pulses. Example, khichdi, dosa, idli, etc. Types of pulses. Pulses may be whole or dehusked. Whole pulses like rajma, chana, lobia, moong, etc. take longer to cook since they have a tough outer covering. Dehusked pulses like moong, masoor, etc. are easier to cook and digest since the outer covering has been removed. However, whole pulses are more nutritious than dal since the outer covering is a good source of vitamins of the B complex group as well as fiber. Whole pulses can be sprouted while dehusked dals cannot be sprouted. Nutritive value of pulses. Proteins. Pulses are well balanced with essential and non-essential amino acids. The predominant essential amino acid present are leucine, lysine and valine. The amount of protein present in pulses is nearly double of that present in cereals. For example, whole Bengal gram dal contains 17% protein, which is nearly double of that present in raw milled rice. Soybeans particularly have a higher protein content, that is 43%. Pulses are slowly digested, hence they have low glycemic index. Pulses also confer satiety and may help in weight loss. Pulses also contain oligosaccharides. Anti-nutritional factors present in pulses like saponin, phytates are usually destroyed by cooking and pre-processing like soaking. Fiber content in almost all pulses ranges from 10.8 to 13.8 grams in dal per 100 grams of raw dal. Lipids. Pulses are relatively low in lipids. Pulses contains omega-3 fatty acids, unsaturated fatty acids, hence is helpful for imparting cardiac health and reduces the risk of diabetes. Pulses are completely deficient in vitamin D, vitamin K and alpha tocopherols. Water-soluble vitamins. Appreciable amount of B complex vitamins like B1, B2, B5 are present in pulses. Generally, dry pulses contain very little vitamin C, but on sprouting them, vitamin C is enhanced. During fermentation, the thymine, riboflavin and niacin content increases. Another advantage is that certain pulses like soybean, which are not easily digested, are well tolerated after sprouting or fermentation. When a whole dal is sprouted, the outer coat breaks open and the grain becomes soft as to reduce cooking time. Minerals. In all the pulses, major minerals present are potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. Iron and zinc were present in small quantities ranging from 1.3 to 2.3 mg per 100 grams. Selection of pulses. A wide variety of pulses are available in the market. While purchasing pulses, make sure that the dal is clean, does not have any gravel or twigs and is not infested with insects. Pulses should be dry, otherwise fungus may grow on it. If you are purchasing loose pulses, perform visual examination for stones, quality and dryness. Generally, pulses bought in packets from standard shops like super bazaars are clean and of good quality. In such cases, the shopkeeper cannot cheat you in terms of weight of the food since pulses are weighed and packed earlier. Preparation and uses of pulses. Pulses may be cooked in variety of ways. Whole pulses being harder requires some pre-soaking, while washed dals do not. Some of the most commonly used dal preparations are plain dal, dal tadka, dal fry, sambar, palak dal, dudhi chana dal, to name few. Bengal gram dal may be ground into a flour called besan and is included in our diet like pakora, besan, laddu, besan barfi, etc. Sometimes we may add besan to wheat flour to make rotis and parathas. Many snacks like sev, chuda have besan as the main ingredient. Besan may be used as a binding agent in cutlets, koftas. Kadhi, a popular North Indian dish, is prepared with besan and curd. We can grind soaked dals and use them in preparation of fermented foods like idli, dosa, dhokla. The dal is left overnight to ferment. These foods are light and easy to digest. After adding masalas to the wet ground dal, they may be shaped into vada, donuts and fried. Soups can be made from well-cooked dal. Example, rasam. It's a South Indian dish. Dal can be cooked to a soft consistency, mashed well, or ground and cooked with jaggery to prepare puran polis. Soybean may be used to prepare soy milk. This milk is very nutritious and good for children, particularly those children who are allergic to cow's milk. Other soybean preparations like Nutri Nuggets are tasty as well as easy to include in our meals. Changes occurring in pulses during cooking. Pulses have many nutritional components, but they also contain number of anti-nutritional constituents like trypsin inhibitor, phytic acid, tannins and oligosaccharides. Trypsin inhibitor are a type of protein that inhibits the digestive enzyme trypsin. Phytic acid reduces mineral bioavailability. Oligosaccharides are responsible for gas formation. Minerals. Cooking has little effect on calcium, magnesium and total iron content of pulses. Vitamins. Loss of thiamine may occur due to heat application. Protein, starch, fat and fiber remain stable by cooking while reducing tannins and oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are especially reduced during soaking time. Protein availability of pulses is improved more by moist heat than by dry heat treatment, as available lysine is decreased in roasted pulses as compared to boiled and pressure cooked ones. Heat treatment causes loss of methionine, the most important amino acid of legume. Let's conclude, learners. Cereal grains and their products include all cereals like wheat, rice, ragi, bajra, maize, jowar, barley, etc. and products made with this like wheat flour, rice flakes, puffed rice, broken wheat dalia, semolina, refined flour, etc. It is important to select the cereals wisely before purchasing. Grains should be clean and free from dirt, stones, sand and should not be infested with molds, insect or fungus. Cereals are high energy value foods, also contains protein, vitamins, minerals and fiber. Pulses are essential constituent of the Indian diet. All of us include some form of pulses in our diet. Rajma, chana, besan, moong, tuar are all examples of frequently eaten pulses. While purchasing pulses, make sure that the dal is clean, does not have any gravel and is not infested with insects. The pulse should be dry otherwise fungus may grow on it. Pulses are called the poor man's meat because they are very rich in protein. Amount of protein present in pulses is nearly double of that present in cereals. Pulses also contains vitamins, minerals, fiber and antioxidants. Protein, starch, fat and fiber all remain stable by cooking and reduce tannins and oligosaccharides. Learners, these are the references we referred for preparing this module. Thank you, learners.